Nobody can go back to start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and ensure they have a good ending. This is a quote from Maria Robinson. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Welcome to West Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? Good morning to you, Africa. Good morning to you, Nigeria. Good morning to you, Lagos State. Good morning to you, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to today's show. It's a new week. I mean, this is the start of a new week. It's the start of a new day. My name is Omotoshola Sharimake. And with me is good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I don't know. Each time I see your hand, a lot of things go through my mind at the same time.
Seems
How are
like
you
what?
doing? How
I'm
was your
okay.
weekend?
It was okay. I don't know if it was restful. I think at some point it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did a few books and I was here throughout the week, so my birthday and all of that. It was all nice. Thank you very much for, sending your love straight, plenty gift. At least my account is not red and it's almost towards the end of the month. Hallelujah, someone.
Amen.
So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, mine was awesome as well. Yes, I really do not like Fridays because that's the time like I get home 3 hours, 4 hours. So my Saturday morning started well, was restful. My Saturday night stroke Sunday was really awesome. I love my weekend. It's always like I'm like in another world. I really do enjoy that time away. But then it's Monday and then children are on holidays. I mean, how are
Yeah.
parents doing? Are they trying to send their kids to the nearest nanny? Are you trying to send them to innocent aunties like me? Cause anyways, we understand the weather is very cold. Please, you as a parent, you as a mother of 1 or 2 children, you yourself try as much as possible to ensure how you feed your children hot food, and you yourself try to eat hot food, keep them warm, wear them thick outfits, cover them with duvet when they're trying to sleep. When they are going out, in fact, let them wear socks because the weather is a bit, even the elders are feeling it. Well, today is Monday. This is when we get to talk about politics, leadership, and governance. And today will be no short of that. We'll go on a quick break right now to return with headlines across the globe. And West Breakfast continues in a moment. Glad to have you back to the show. You're still on to West Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? And if you're here to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now, like and share to family and friends. Today, we'll be talking about the benefits of gender representation in Nigerian politics. And we'll be joined by a guest much later to help us shed more light and also talk about the benefits of gender representation in Nigerian politics. Right about now, we are moving straight to the headlines across the globe, and we are going to be talking about the Vanguard newspaper and the New York Times. The pages of the Vanguard newspaper has different headlines, and the major one reads, "Economy faces stress with 1.4 million BPD crude output." Right under it, there's industry expects points to dark spots, make recommendations. We can produce 2 million BMD, says NNPC. And another one says Nigeria needs energy minister, not president, to make Nigeria to drive industry. Away from that, there's a headline that reads Zenith Bank retains top spot as #1 bank by the Tier 1 capital. And from the United States, U.S. election, why Biden withdrew from presidential race. 3 civilians inspector, 2 assailants killed as gunmen attack police team in Aba. Uh, Another headline here says, our refinery having repeated orders from abroad, says Dangote. And another one reads, Navy Nemasa disagree over proposed law on maritime security. Yes, you can be a part of our conversation via our different social media platforms by going there to let us know the headline that piqued your interest the most. For me, the headline that piqued my interest the most is from the Vanguard newspaper, although not on the Vanguard major headline. And this will be on the biting inflation hardship in the country. This story is coming from an Anglican bishop as it tells Buhari that Nigerians are in pain and they are very frustrated. Here is the brief details of the story. The Bishop of the Anglican Diocese in Owo in Ondo State, Reverend Stephen Fagbemi, has lamented that the economic challenges in the country have left Nigerians in pain and frustration, just as he urged President Bola Tinubu to, as a matter of urgency, intensify efforts to address the security challenge and economic hardship facing Nigerians. He stated this in his charge delivered during the third session at the 14th Synod of the Church held at St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Ipele, in Owo, local government area of the state. The cleric noted that the effects of the current hardship are real and very painful. He further stressed that unless urgent and effective steps are taken to curtail the effect of current economic situation in the country, Nigerians may witness an uncontrollable rise in crime. And this is the major reason why I picked this headline. I mean, I appreciate the fact that it's coming from a religious head now. Oftentimes, it's always politicians coming to pick it. It's always celebrities or Nigerians talking about it. But now, if you have more religious leaders talk about hardship in the country, enough of they're talking about, okay, we're supporting this person to go for us in the next government election. We're supporting this person to go for us in the next governorship election. We are not talking about economic hardship. So if you have top religious leaders talking about hardship in the country, I feel it will be better. And then they will not be focusing the funds of the church. I understand the funds of the church are meant for church projects and church in and out. But I'm very sure that they will not start doing one or two things to ensure that, okay, even the average people that you think they have money in the church, they are being catered for. Even if it's a bag of rice, even if it's just 2 direct of rice, and it will get better. That's the major headline for me.
Nice. See, okay. I just hope that for all of these things that are always implemented. You know, I was checking something during the weekend, and there was this, I think there's this agricultural whatever that President Tinubu is planning to do. There's already a structure for it, but it's for implementation. So they put the banner on, I think, where's that state again? So they put the banner there.
I think in the north.
And guess what? Yes, in the north, actually. They brought it down. Yeah. Like, it was the way them not saying the citizens there, but they literally brought it down because they're like, when we already know that you're not going to do anything. Yeah. So why is this here? Like, honestly, you need to see the anger, the pain, everything. Right. And you said this protest that is coming on. It might look very calm, it might look very quiet because there are a whole lot of people talking about protests now. I was on Twitter and almost everywhere. There's nothing that was going on. Like, this, protest for this one, protest for feeding. Like, there's a whole lot. And trust me when I say, whatever the government has to do now in order for this whole thing that looks calm. Because it's calm now, but honestly, I know for sure that it's not going to be calm.
Because it looks as if we've taken moral lessons from Kenyans, and
honestly speaking, we are ready. Because I feel like everybody's just waiting for that particular moment that they will just drop something, and everybody's just going to spark. Because right now, if you've been like on the trends on what's going on, like the happenings, especially during the weekend, right? You see that Twitter is just, everybody's just complaining for now. And there's a whole lot of these protests, we are going to do this, this one is coming on. Guess what? See, I am scared because whatever that will make this next protest happen is going to be more bloody than what happened in SARS.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Well, let's go and see what's really happening outside the country because you see, America, something is really going on there. All right, so the New York Times newspaper, right side of the newspaper, reads Trump's team privately preps for Harris' run. Next to that, we have ill and isolated. Biden is stewing at calls to exist. By the left, Israel bombards targets in Yemen. Next to that, safeguarding Ukrainians' literature at all cost. Beneath that, we have taking a stray cattle and infuriating a town. The last headline reads, detailing the life of a gunman, though the why is still elusive. All right, the headline that I want to speak on, or let me just say this is something that everybody already knows already. So, President Biden is stepping down. This is giving me good luck vibes.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened between President Goodluck at that time and what's his name now, Buhari, right? So let me quickly read a few things on why I think Biden stepped down, right? So on the newspaper, we have Biden is stewing at calls to exit. Now, President Biden currently sick with COVID and isolated at his beach house is growing increasingly frustrated with what he perceives as a coordinated effort to push him out of the 2024 race. He feels betrayed by allies, including his former running mate, Barack Obama, whom he suspects is behind the pressure to exist. Biden views former House Speaker Nancy as a primary investigator in this campaign. The tension marks a significant rift between the sitting president and the key party leaders who were crucial to his past successes and legislative achievements. So we already know before now, I mean, throughout last week, there's this back and forth between the Democrats and Biden. Yeah. They're like, okay, are you sure want to keep Biden and all of these things? But only for Biden to now see that, okay, even these people that he feels like he should be at his back, right? His right man and all of these things, including Barack Obama, who he thought would be like his helper and all of these things. In that sense, that nobody is actually at his back. So he's not feeling too pressured and it's like, okay, you know what, let's step back. But before he came out to say that he's stepping down and all of these things. Now, there's this interesting headline I saw here that says, Trump's team privately preps for Harris' run. So Donald Trump campaign is gearing up to launch a major offensive against Vice President Kamala Harris if President Biden withdraws from this race. Now, the Trump team has compiled extensive opposition research on Harris and conducted polling to identify her vulnerability. So you see that Trump is not even stopping at any point. He's trying to make sure that he wins this election, right? So it's just interesting to see that, okay, with all of these things, you know what, I mean, last week I was telling you, I can't wait to see who becomes the president at the end of the day. Only to see now that President Biden is now stepping down. Well, let's see what the future holds for America, because this is becoming more interesting as he goes.
Yeah, interesting. I saw a tweet, and the tweet says, is Joe Biden scared of the numbers? And the big question is he actually scared of the numbers? Well, we keep our fingers crossed. We'll go on a quick break right now to bring with us our guest as we talk about the benefit of gender representation in Nigerian politics. You do not want to miss this. Please stay with us. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show. As mentioned earlier, we will be talking about the benefit of gender representation in Nigerian politics. We'll be talking about how gender representation impacts governance in Nigeria. We would also access the barriers to and benefits of increasing women's participation in leadership in Nigerian politics. Gender representation in Nigerian governance refers to the representation of both genders in governance. It's not merely a matter of equality, it is about enriching governance with diverse perspective and inclusive decision making. As Nigerians aim for greater progress, increasing women's political participation and leadership can profoundly impact the nation's governance. And to join us to have this conversation is an advocate for Okay, and then we are going to be talking about the statistics because women make about 6.7% of the National Assembly in Nigeria, with 11 out of 109 seats in the Senate held by women and 13 out of 360 seats in the House of Representatives held by women. Today we are going to be joined by a woman. Of course, you know we are going to be joined by a woman. We're going to be joined by a woman, although she will join us much later. I guess we're having a bit of network back and forth. She's an advocate for good governance, equality, and justice. She is also a contestant. She was rather a contestant of the House of Assembly under the leadership of Obafemi Owode local government. From the Labour Party, she's currently the caretaker committee as the state representative. We'll welcome her later. But right about now, we are going to just talk about women in politics. When we talk about women in politics, something that we oftentimes clamor for. Yes, we're talking about youth inclusiveness in politics. Then we also talk about women inclusiveness in politics. And now they said in the House, we have 6.7%. I mean, that's not up to 10% to the entire 100%. When you hear the word women in politics, what comes to mind? What do you think of? What goes on in your head? Are you aggravated? Are you angry that we don't have enough women representatives? Apart from being the wife to the president or being the wife to the senator, what other things do we have women do? I guess it's back. Good morning to you, ma'am. Glad to have you on the show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are
Thank
you today?
I'm doing pretty well. You look beautiful, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't look bad yourself.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. So I was going to introduce you earlier. I said you are an advocate for good governance, equality, and justice. Also, you were a contestant for the House of Assembly under the Labour Party for Obafemi Owode local government. And you're currently the caretaker committee as the state secretary. How do you feel being all of this?
Well, I feel great, actually, and I feel that is a lot of responsibility, a lot of trust, a lot of responsibility entrusted onto me, and I think is good. It's good. I feel that young people are looking up to me, and I should not let them down.
I'd like to talk about you contested for Labour Party, from Labour Party rather. Can you tell us what played down during all this? And before we go straight into our conversation, what played down? What was the challenges you faced? And then you did end up being the Senate person. What happened? How did you play down? What later happened to? I'm interested in the entire story.
Okay. Well, let me start from the beginning. Like I said earlier, I keep saying it everywhere I go, that I'm not a regular politician. I came on board because I'm passionate about good governance. I'm passionate about gender representation. I'm passionate about the welfare of the people generally. So when the opportunity came my way to represent my constituency, which is Obafemi Owode, I took that opportunity. Picking the form was full of its challenges, the nomination form. We have camps, we have primaries, but I was able to surmount all of that. And then I contested with another female candidate, but luckily I came first. So the ticket was given to me.
Interesting.
And then we enter into the campaign and all of that. And one thing I notice is that women are yearning for women to represent them, especially at the grassroots level. They want women, anywhere I go for campaign, I see the way those grassroots women, the unlettered, I will not call them illiterate because they know much more than the educated ones are. I will just say maybe they are unlettered. They are so eager. They say, okay, this time around, at least you are a woman. You will understand what we are going through. You'll be able to talk, for us. You'll be able to speak for us and all of that. So even though some men, you still have a little bit of resistance from some men that this one is a woman. No. But generally, overall, I think I had a very good support. And I want to, thank my husband. In fact, it was the one that encouraged me that, come on, you can do it, go for it. And he supported me all the way. And he's still supporting me. And along the line with the INEC registration, our party had issue in Ogun State, with all the candidate registration. With so many politics played out. At the end of the day, we had to merge, with another party, and we had the election. And presently at the House of Assembly in Ogun State, I don't think women is even up to 4%,
Wow.
out of the 100%. So it's really sad, We it's not as if you're not having the women coming out to want to be there, but you see a lot of factor plays out. The party politics, the funding, the male dominance, the acceptance, by the populace, all these things, they're the cultural stereotype. So it kind of limits women. And then you have the fear, the fear and the stigma that some believe that, okay, you are in politics. In fact, some of my friends told me that, you have to sleep around. That the people is helping me to campaign with, they are saying that your friend must sleep around, and then you must be able to do some voodoo, some level of voodoo. I say, me, I have a more powerful voodoo because I'm a child of God, and I'm a daughter of Zion.
Yeah.
What I carry is a bomb. So I mean, it's far, far more powerful than any voodoo. So you see, a lot of these things limits women, and then coupled with the slogan that Nigerian politics is dirty, politics is a dirty game. We've been hearing that ever since I was a young girl, and so that kind of make people to want to stay back. I don't want to soil my hand, but look, if you're listening to me this morning and you are a woman and you have the passion, please do away with all those stereotypes and please come out. We need to come out to save this country. Men, they've tried it. They've been trying it since 1960. I mean, maybe the generation of Awolowo, they got it right. I don't know where at the point where there's a twist. In the last 30 years, I mean, it's been a mess. So I think it's time for them to realize that, come on, allow Mother Nature to come on board and, make a change, because women are better managers. I say it anywhere, and I'm proud to say it. We are better managers. So allow us to, whether you think we can do it right or not, just give us that opportunity and you'll be amazed at what we can do with it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Interesting to hear that women are better managers. I mean, each time I say it, the men will feel like, no, you're meant to be in the kitchen. You're supposed to be the neck what they had the head. Interesting. I love the fact that you talked about your experience while trying to contest and how people assume that politics is a dirty game, how people think you should have voodoo, how people think you should sleep around and do all of that. Now, let's talk about our topic for today, which is the benefits of gender representation in Nigerian politics. I talked about statistics the other time, which is about, we have 6.7% in the entire Senate, and which is about 11 out of 109. It's not even up to that.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah, very, very
It's
unacceptable.
unacceptable.
So now, before I pass it on to my co-anchor to ask a couple of questions that she has in mind, when we talk about gender representation in the context of Nigerian policies, what do you think it should be? Currently, it's 6.7%. Do you think it should be 60-40? Do you think it should be 70-30? Do you think it should be 90-10? Or how should it be?
Before, the discourse is that at least it should be 33.3%. But now, women are even advocating for 50-50. Okay, even if we cannot have the 50-50, let us have the 33%, at least nationwide. Let us have the 33%. Because, see, they are there advocating. How can you talk for me? I'm the one that is carrying the load, the burden. I'm the one that is feeling the pain. I'm the one that can better explain to the doctor how I feel. So that when you are making policy, when you are formulating policy, for me, I should be able to be part of the process. For instance, I watched a video clip last week where Ireti Kingibe was advocating for market women in Abuja, that they want to demolish a market and they want to build, a new one. And the experience has been that the commoners that they displaced from this market, they end up not being able to afford the new one that they said they build. Okay, so the woman she was advocating for them that they should please, when they rebuild the market, they should ensure that it is the same commoner that have access to it. Guess what our Senate president said? He said it is the taxpayers' money, it is the government's money, and government money cannot be used to build markets for commoners. I mean, and I love the other senator, I've forgotten her name, she's from Kogi, representing Kogi, she stood up and said, sir, the government's money, who are the governments? It is the people that are the governments. The people, it is their money. We are here representing them. And I'm like, I wish I was there. I would tell Mr. Senate President, sir, it is the same government money that they are using to pay you your salary. So in effect, what I'm trying to say is that, look, you should allow women to come up and speak for women. I imagine it's a woman that is our Senate president. I am sure that bill because Mr. Senate President said that bill was faulty. And I'm like, what is faulty about this bill for a woman advocating for other women who are commoners, who are market women, to be able to still be able to fend for their family? They are not asking for too much. So imagine if it's a woman that is the Senate president. I'm sure that bill will fly without batting an eye. So women should be more women, more representation of women in assemblies, in all positions of power. Even we need to have first female governor, first female president, and all of that, so that we can speak for ourselves. Yeah. Because everything about us has to do with our husbands, our children, our brothers, our sisters. A woman does not, exist in isolation, because we are mother of nature. Everything that has to do about humanity, we are surrounded by everything that has to do with nature and humanity. So we speak for these things. We speak for these people naturally, because, we have a womb, so we birth all these things. So a woman will not watch all these things die off. No. A woman will stand up and speak for them, advocate for them. No woman will hardly go to bed watching his children go hungry. No. Unfortunately, that's the story of a common Nigerian woman today. And that's the pain. And I think that needs to change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Interesting.
All right, thank you very much. I hear you. Honestly, I'm actually enjoying this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us here. So I was reading through your bio, right? And you were a candidate for the House of Assembly, and you run under the Labour Party, right? So I feel like you should be the best person to answer this. So let's talk a bit about political party, yeah? So what role does a political party have in both promoting and hindering the representation of women in the Nigerian politics? And how do you think we can work on this?
Actually, Nigerian constitution, you need to have a platform
Okay.
from which you can come out from to contest an election. You cannot just come out from your house and then INEC would not even recognize you if you are not from a platform, a political platform. So the politics start from your party. It starts from your party, it starts from your constituency, the series of from you indicating your interest, the primaries, picking nomination forms, and all of that. So I want to just say that the political parties should allow women support
I get what
them. For instance, in Labour Party, if you want to contest as a woman under Labour Party, it's supposed the nomination form is supposed to be free. But unfortunately, I paid. But what I paid was not, is minimal compared to what my male counterpart paid. This is one of the way Labour Union, has put in place to encourage women to come out.
Can you give us the figures for what you paid?
If that happens.
Can you give us the figures for what you paid and what your male counterpart paid?
No, I wouldn't want to say that on the camera, maybe behind the camera.
It's fine, go on.
But it's 6 digits, while my other colleague did 7 digits. So I think I want to just leave it like that. So, but I don't know if that happens in other political parties. But I learned that they pay through their nose, For instance, some people told me, I don't know whether that is true, that the ruling party, 40 million, as high as 40 million to 100 million, depending on what you want to contest for. And I'm like, oh my God. So how can a woman raise this? I mean, so I think Nigerian politics, party politics should not be for sale. It should not be for highest bidder. We should look at competence, capacity, passion, there's character. All these things are what we should look at. We should not, it's so unfortunate, it's so sad really, because there's so much poverty in the land.
Yeah.
So politics in Nigeria has been monetized, has been pauperized, and then people throw when they throw bread. I was telling somebody, we were discussing last week. I said when we were passing through some road and all of that, we're like, oh my God, what is all this? This place is so bad and all. So we started talking about politics generally. I said, guess what? These same people complaining now that are shouting, Ebi power, when the next dispensation come 2027, and they are giving a cup of rice, cup of sachet of tomato and all of that, they will still go and vote for the same people that are oppressing them. I think it's appalling, but unfortunately, that's the way Nigerians are. I don't know why we're so stubborn. We like our oppressors and we hate our the people that have come to kind of save or redeem us. So I think this needs to be changed right from the party. It needs to be changed. For instance, when I was doing my campaign, I made sure we didn't do money. People were asking me for projects. I said, look, let me tell you how these things work. If somebody is coming out to contest and the person has spent 40, 50, 100 million to do campaign because you're asking for project, you're asking for money, you're asking for this, by the time the person gets to the office, don't you think the person will first of all try to recoup his money or our money? It will make sure that that 100 million is complete with interest first, before you will have time to listen to whatever it is that you're saying. So if it will take 3 years or 4 years for that money to be complete, I think that's what the person will do because an average Nigerian is not a Father Christmas. An average human being generally, not even a Nigerian. So I think the people should wise up. If somebody comes out to want to go and represent you, make sure you rally around the person, your 1 naira, your 50 kobo. Let's change the face of policies in Nigeria. We want what America has, but we need to start doing what Americans are doing.
Exactly.
You know, for their election. Americans, they come out to support, they sponsor their candidates to get to the White House. That's why a little child can tell that, look, I pay for your campaign, so you gotta sit down and listen to what I have to say and do politics, you know, make politics that will benefit me. So I think we need to start doing that in Nigeria. And you know, the earlier the better, so that we can have a change that we all desire to have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You've
love
spoken
it.
with, I love it. I mean, she was nearly right on
Straight.
spot. We have to go on a short break right now. When we return, we are going to be expanding the conversation from Nigerian to Africa because, of course, Nigeria is a part of Africa and our president is the ECOWAS chairman. Please stay with us while still having the conversation. We'll be right back shortly.
Good girls never get the corner office. Mr. Speaker, this is in response to what you are telling me earlier in the morning when you are urging me to be a good example to the girls, the younger ones who are doing their first term. Mr. Speaker, if they are good girls, they'll never get corner office. Be as bad as Millie Odhiambo, you will be the mother of this house. I am a bad girl, and as a bad girl, I'm here serving my 4th term. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere.
Interesting. I said we are going to be expanding this conversation. We'll be moving away from Nigerian to Africa. This politician, in fact, I had to dig deep about her, and she is one politician that is stressing them in Kenya. I mean, she's not taking it easy now. She has been there for a couple of years. We are still speaking to Mrs. Morenikeji. She's a technocrat. She is a politician from the Labour Party, and she also ran for a seat in which she talked about how much she spent. Now, I'd like us to talk about something. You said women are better managers. Women will do better. A woman will not watch her child go to bed hungry. In the news, we've seen the case of Bita Edu and the person before her. They embezzled a lot of money. I mean, they didn't use bag to pack the money. They used big gallons of gold to pack. Allegedly, they're still back and forth in court. What do you have to say to this? Because we are putting women there and they are the ones taking all the money, allegedly.
We have bad egg, you know, among the male folk. We will have definitely, this is human nature. And I keep telling women that don't allow yourself to be used. Unfortunately, this set of women that you mentioned, it is the male counterpart that use them. Because if you follow the conversation, you see that there are some names that are being dropped. Unfortunately, those names are powerful figures. So they could go scot-free and she's paying the price. So it's really unfortunate that she allowed herself to be used. And I keep telling women, please have the fear of God. I ask myself certain questions that, okay, you have stolen 10 billion, 100 billion. What are you going to do with it? What? You are going to sleep only on one bed per time, one room per time. As a matter of fact, by the time you sleep in 2-3 beds per night, then you have a problem. You're sleeping in 2-3 rooms in a day, you have a problem. In fact, you won't even enjoy the sleep. Is it that you'll be timing yourself, you go to this? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I've seen mansion turn desolate. I've seen, places that we used to think that this is it, this is heaven on earth, turn to wreck. So please let us know that the Bible says that godliness with contentment is with great gain. For we bring nothing to this world and we're not going to take anything back. So I want to talk to those set of women that please make sure you conquer yourself, conquer your greed from your house before you step out to say you want to represent us as women. Because if you are greedy and you come out there, we have Sorosoke generation, coconut head generation, they will drag you. You will receive water. So please do not come out if you are greedy to represent us. Come out, have our interests at heart. Make sure you are doing something for us, for the women folks, because whatever it is that you do for a woman, it affects everyone in the nation. There's a slang that says that train a man, you've trained a family, but when you train a woman, you have trained a nation. You have trained anything you do for a single girl, a single woman, transcend to her husband, her children, her mother, her father, her neighbors, everybody around her. So please, we should the bad ones among us, please, they should turn a new leaf for the sake of the rest of us. And the good ones among us, God bless you. You are doing a great job. Thank you.
Before I pass it on to God's beauty, the same way we have bad ones among us, because of course in every 12 there's always a Judas. We also have the good ones. Speak of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who was the former Minister of Finance. Speak of Dora Akunyili. Speak of Amina J. Mohammed, among others. Now, what are some major barriers preventing women from participating in Nigerian politics? Are they more than what we know? Because you've been there. I'm very sure there are some things you saw, because you didn't later emerge the winner. So what are those barriers that maybe unwritten rules that go on in Nigerian politics, maybe non-Nigerian politics, maybe political party thing? What are these barriers? I'm interested in knowing some of them.
Okay. First of all, you have the issue of stigma and stereotype. Some people believe that, in fact, in my party, there's this party leader, not that lettered. There's a way he refers to women in politics. He calls them witch. In Yoruba is Aje. Say, I want Jenny. That kind of a thing. That these ones, they have their own. They have gone beyond the physical. They are operating in the metaphysical. You don't understand. So that mentality that for a woman to come out to want to contest, your own don't pass. That means you are uncontrolled. You cannot be controlled. You cannot submit. You are. Some people believe you don't have a husband. As a matter of fact, we were in a meeting one day. My husband was there, and I told you earlier that my husband is a very strong support system that I have, as per funding and physical and moral support and all of that. So this man was actually referring to my husband that as if there's a way he mentioned it in Yoruba that why will I be following a woman up and down when they have not exchanged my head or they have not used my head? That's the kind of mentality that African men has, not only Nigerian men, Africa generally. And it's really, really unfortunate because it's time for them to realize that, look, when your wife is doing well, it's your glory. It's you that is doing well because you have allowed her a free wing to fly. Look at Ibuku Awoshika. Ibuku Awoshika will always refer to her husband. You know, that I like the way she described her husband, that the man is a well, a confidence, a full-fledged confidence man. You know, no, it's not threatened at all by her successes. And I don't know the husband. I'm sure people don't know the husband.
Yes.
But the woman is all over the globe. The late Bimbo Odukoya. In fact, I'm sure everybody knew her before they started knowing the husband. In fact, she is the one that normally talks about her husband. It was later, just a little bit before she died, before I now, got to know the husband. So stereotype and stigma is one barrier. The second one is funding. Funding is a very, very, thank God for my husband, who really ran me, raised money for me, uses added money, added savings to support me. I mean, Nigerians, we are far, far behind when it comes to supporting women in politics. Unfortunately, but if it's the male counterpart, you see them coming out, you see, so I think the society should do better. African society should do better in funding women, sponsoring women without string attached. Because
Emphasis
oftentimes
on that, strings attached. Emphasis
yes,
on
without
strings
string attached.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes when you see some of them that want to support you, they are already, placing a demand on the table. I mean, impossible demand. So that's why I always tell women, anyone that wants to come out for policy, know what you want, know who you are. Do not soil yourself. Do not compromise. Don't be desperate for power. Anywhere I went for campaigning those days, I tell them, if you vote for me, it's to your advantage. If you don't vote for me, I go back to my constituency and I keep doing whatever it is I'm doing in my corner to affect lives in my community, my own little way. So funding is a great limit for any woman. Then the time of meeting. I don't know why political meeting cannot be held in the afternoon or in the morning. Some political parties, if you don't have their meeting at night, odd hours, I participated in some of it. They said you cannot see the person until certain hours of the night, Thank God for an understanding husband. So it would just tell me, go with this security, make sure the securities are right. The people around me, so that in case anything happens, because that too, you can't rule that out in Nigerian politics, violence in politics. So you got to be ready to want to run anytime. And then you got to be ready to also have your own. Then you have some men that cannot just stand your guts. I had that challenge. They can't just stand your God. It was later somebody was telling me that maybe the man likes you, so he's always attacking you, so that you can now go to him and say, okay, let's make a truce. Okay, no, that what I want is I want to sleep with you. I say, God forbid. It cannot happen in this life, So you have that too. They cannot just stand your gods. They say this. The man actually later told me that he underrated me when they said I was going to be his downline, but that when he now sees what I'm doing, because we made sure we didn't do money politics, and we went to the grassroots, to where the votes are. Votes are not in these popular places. Those ones, it's not rally that bring votes. Rally is just people that follow you to sing your praise and collect what you have to offer them. Or during election, people that attend rallies, they attend so many other political parties rallies. So on the day of election, they may not vote for you. They may not even come out of their house. So I think men should swallow the pills. They should wake up and smell the coffee. because the time has come. I don't know how they say, something has come home to roost, or the chicken has come home to roost, or something like that. So please, they should wake up to the reality. Women are aware. We are aware now. We'll keep talking about it. We'll keep fighting for it. We'll keep speaking up, and we will keep, making sure we encourage our own to go for it. And I'm sure over time we'll get there. We'll have the 30%, we'll go forward and grab the 50%. So men, watch out. We're already coming. We are here already. We are not even already coming.
Love
We are
it.
here.
I love it.
Love it.
Men, watch out. We're coming. We are coming.
Oh
we are
my
coming
God.
to take over the 30%.
We are here. We're not even coming. We are here. We are taking
it.
it.
Oh my God.
We are ready. We are taking it.
So I love it. I love it when you said that if you don't vote for me, it's to your disadvantage. Honestly speaking, it's the confidence for me. So I would like you to share a bit of success stories, some success stories of Nigerian political women, right, that are in the politics that are doing very well. And how do we literally change, or how do we take away this narrative men already have of us, so that they can allow us explore in the political space?
I want to start answering that by a statement Pastor Bimbo Dukoya used to make when she was alive.
Okay.
She would say, God did not put you down. Don't put yourself down. I want to encourage our women. Like there's a video clip you showed me about a woman. I don't know which country that is. That's talking that I want to be a bad girl. I don't want to be a good girl. I understand the point where she's, this. I understand from the standpoint she's talking from. The bad girl she's talking is not because it's not about character. It's not about her person. But you see, a Nigerian man believes that a woman, I don't know where they get that mentality from, that for you to be a good woman, you have to be submissive, docile, depend on men to survive, and then listen to them, anything they tell you, you do. That is to me, that is an image of a conquered person.
Yeah.
Not even a woman, a conquered human being, a slave.
Mrs. Morenikeji, I'm so sorry. I have to cut into your stream of thought. I'm so sorry. Number one, I have to take comments. Then our time is fast spent. A lot of people are standing with on our YouTube page. I'm seeing Working Fingers Initiative saying standing with your sister. Another one is saying our own women of valor of Obafemi Wodi local government Ogun State. The person is saying shout out to you. Then Gloria is saying well done, ma. Thomas Badebo is saying well done, ma. Then there's this comment that says well said. Another one says Wow Business Hub says we have godfathers in politics. Maybe it's time to start having godmothers too. Where are those women who will step out and step up to financially empower and support women who are active in politics? Then the person also said midnight meetings, clandestine moves, the bane of Nigerian politics. Very shameful. What do you have to say to this in a few seconds as we prepare to wrap up?
Well, godmothers in politics. I believe people are watching this. I want to call on women, because that's another limitation that we have. Women support your gender, please. Because I've had a situation whereby some women prefer to support a man to a woman. And I want to also encourage those that comes out, be the good woman, be the product that is sellable. Be a sellable product that can be supported. Because some of those women, they have their reason. By the time they tender their reason, you also see reasons with them. So I want to encourage women with deep pockets to please come out and support women. Midnight meetings, well, since that's what is obtainable now, before we can change it, I think we should find a way to also attend such meeting, because at that meeting, decisions are taken that affect you. So if you are not there, I'm sorry. So you just have to find a way to be there and make sure your voice is heard. Stand your ground. Be a bad girl for that. If that's the way they want to tap you. Make sure your voice is heard. Be very strong. and don't let anybody intimidate you, whether with thugs or whatever. Do not let anybody intimidate you. Stand up and speak for your right, speak for other women, and then we are good to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking your time to explain to us. Thank you for, my take on will be a bad woman, like that Kenya politician said, stand for your ground and ensure that our voices are heard.
A bad girl.
A bad girl. And to the male folks, honestly, life is more than just staying in the kitchen. A good woman can also be a politician. A good woman can also attend midnight meetings. Yeah. She doesn't have to be doing yes sir, kill FJ, have you eaten, have you done this? Support we women, and then before we say Jack Robinson,
but you have to also do that. So you just need to be able to manage all of these things. Yeah. You know, make sure the home front is good, stable, and because that will give you the leverage to be able to go outside. So, you know, that's one of the things that helped me. People see my husbands around me. Yeah. It is always support. So they know that. And I married, I'm Yoruba, I'm an Ijebu girl, married to an Igbo man. So when an Igbo man is, so that really helped me. When we're talking about non-indigenous votes, in fact, it was a landslide for me.
Oh, wow.
So they were
God
like,
bless your
our
man.
wife. So,
Igbo people are the best now.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time.
So
all right, please do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, God's beauty. Thank you very much, our viewers. Stay sharp. See you tomorrow.